Thanks for joining. I want to talk a bit about what it's like to experience energy healing. So, we are energetic beings. You are much more energy than matter. And actually, the energy within you gives structure and form to the matter of your body. And energy also is foundational to your perceptions of reality and to your consciousness. So it's important for us as humans to really start to open up into this new dimension of understanding what it means to be an energetic being, what energy is, how there are different qualities of energy, and then kind of like understanding what is underneath that energy. Where is these energies coming from? So I'd like to give an example of what it's like to have an inner critic. So most humans, all humans, unless you're an enlightened being, have inner critics. And these inner critics can be very noisy and loud in our heads, and they can be very resistant to what it is that other parts of us may want to do, may want to accomplish, may want to engage in our lives. And it can be very painful and to have a critic telling us that we can't do that, or really trying to just sabotage us in ways that they can get very skillful. So that's an energy, right? We can say an inner critic is like a negative energy. And then when we can start to become more sensitive in our awareness, you can start to kind of go underneath what is in that energy, what is making up that energy, what's making up these stories. And then when we go into inner critic, the inner critic can be made up of, we could say, ancestral voices. So maybe we had ancestors and we know that ancestral trauma is passed down. So maybe we had ancestors that had a negative way of relating to what it is that you want to do and you want to work with, or an element of that triggers that energy that's in your system. And so then they start to communicate, that energy starts to communicate and manifest to an inner critic, a part of your psyche, and that's going to create dissonance. So to talk about energy healing, because energy healing is that's possible, there's potential for that. We would then want to go in and bring healing into the ancestors. So energy healing enables us to, because it's really working in the quantum realm of reality. And within the quantum realm, there's no boundaries of time and space. So really, we can say all time is right now. And I know that may be, what does that mean? But that's just, time is relative to the perceiver, the person that is observing what's happening. Anyways, I'm not going to go into all that because sometimes it doesn't sound very grounded, and we don't need to get lost in that. But that's an example. Right now, I could go into my energy system, I can go into my body in a way that enables me to connect with my ancestors, to send healing energy back to them, and even to to support discarnate spirits or souls, fragments of my ancestors that didn't get to go through the light. And so there's a lot of things that we can do for our ancestors to support, say, this critic energy. Also, inner critic energy can be an internalized voice of someone else from our childhood, for example, or even in our adulthood. I've had internal voices, even of like my partner, in relation to something in my life. And it's not even necessarily was something that he even said to me, but it was something that my nervous system manifested in believing that that's what he thought about me. So it was like there was a critic that was like creating this belief, and then that created like a part in me that felt like it came from him. So we're very enmeshed and entangled in this web of energy. And when you go through spiritual awakening or Kundalini awakening, you become much more sensitive to these things and much more aware of where these things are coming from in your consciousness. And so it can be very painful to have the awareness of these things and to not have tools to work with them. For me, I had a journey of being embodied and really connecting with care to my body regularly and attuning to with self-compassion and kind of helping to regulate my energy system through touch, through caring touch of the body and attunement. And that opened up the field, the past timelines of the ancestral lineages, for me to attune back in time to my ancestors, so that I know is possible. Now I work with a team of light beings that live in the spirit realm, and so they're in the quantum field, they're here. And they can work in the system and access my energetics and send healing and bring in support to souls that have not, soul fragments that have not crossed through the light and completed their lives. And when that happens, I get a lot of space in my system. I get a lot more freedom. I get a lot more like a more open conduit of connection to my ancestors that's more filled with love. I've had healings where there was a great grandmother who her soul fragment was in my energy system, and I used to have a lot of depression. And then when that healed, when the angels were able to communicate with that spirit that she was no longer alive and to support her and moving through the light and healing and we could say going to heaven, then she came back immediately after she was healed and told me that it's okay and I can experience joy in this life, in my life. And so ever since then, I have had more access to joy, and I have been teaching my system how to experience joy, and it's been very beautiful. And so as we're able to gift these soul fragments, they're able to send gifts back to us in ways. Also, there are trauma reversals that can happen in this realm of energy healing. So when we experience a traumatic event, a negative event, our bodies absorb shock. Our organs absorb shock to protect the heart from absorbing too much shock where it would kill us. And within that shock, there's also going to be emotions that are stored and other energies. So a trauma reversal process that I work with my team in my own system, and then also to facilitate for others, is where they work to remove those energies out of the organs and it is very light. Some people don't feel anything at all, even though something massive is happening and being unburdened from the system. And then, for those that are more sensitive and their feeling nature, they may be able to sense and feel releases coming into their bodies or even into their brains. There's also a rebalancing that takes place in this trauma reversal for the nervous system and the brain. And so these beautiful beings of light have X-ray vision. They can see everything in your energetic system. They can access all of these layers, these multi-dimensional layers of your being. And it's just incredible. And so this is where we are moving into this age of Aquarius, where healings are expanding, the potential is expanding. And that's all I'm going to share for now. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to meet for a 15-minute discovery call to see if you would like to explore this realm of healing. Blessings to you.